Because in the smart grid, there will only be two types of human beings that they're really concerned with. The smart grid will only, because it's going to be run by AI, it'll only look at two types of human beings, those that are desirable and those that are undesirable. And that's it. That'll be the two classes that you're in. And where you are in the food chain will be measured according to your economic worth. You know, and that's another important thing people need to look about AI and what is going to be running the system, is the fact that it's judging everybody according to their economic worth. It's putting a dollar value on everything, and all you've got to do is go and analyze a corporation to realize it's a psychopath.
One of their specific, most sacred symbols to them, right? The one they don't want to tell you about a lot is what's called the double ashlar, or the double cube. It's a well-known symbol to Freemasons. The letter I want to stress to you right now, as in usage, is the letter E. It's the fifth letter of our alphabet, because in ancient occultism, and even in modern occultism, E is very important because it represents the fifth essence. In Greek, the letter E is called epsilon, and it represents a spiritual power of transcendence. So you will always find something in a corporate logo that will tweak the E.
3 6s in the logo.
So imagine we just built a super intelligent AI, right, that was no smarter than your average team of researchers at Stanford or MIT. Well, electronic circuits function about 1 million times faster than biochemical ones. Okay, so this machine should think about 1 million times faster than the minds that built it. So you set it running for a week, and it will perform 20,000 years of human-level intellectual work, week after week after week. How could we even understand, much less constrain, a mind making this sort of progress? What would happen under our current economic and political order? It seems likely that we would witness a level of wealth inequality and unemployment that we have never seen before, absent a willingness to immediately put this new wealth to the service of all humanity. A few trillionaires could grace the covers of our business magazines, while the rest of the world would be free to starve. And what would the Russians or the Chinese do if they heard that some company in Silicon Valley was about to deploy a super intelligent AI? This machine would be capable of waging war, right, whether terrestrial or cyber, with unprecedented power. This is a winner-take-all scenario. To be 6 months ahead of the competition here is to be 500,000 years ahead at a minimum. That even mere rumors of this kind of breakthrough could cause our species to go berserk. Now, one of the most frightening things, in my view, at this moment, are the kinds of things that AI researchers say when they want to be reassuring. And the most common reason we're told not to worry is time.
bulldozing. They're bulldozing and preparing to install a pipeline to go underneath the river.
And above we see a helicopter.
The helicopter itself has been following us and taking pictures.
Essentially, my definition of me didn't match the definition that society had bestowed upon me. And so who wins? And that's what I want to talk to you about today. The question of who defines you, society or yourself. Now, is society's opinion of who you are, who you can be, what value you have, you know, what you can achieve in life, is that more powerful an opinion, an important opinion than your own?
There was a stranger who came into our town. He was tall and had eyes that could look right to the bottom of you. We might have welcomed him, except for one thing. His pants. They weren't dull like ours, and this troubled us. Stranger, how is it your pants have colors and flared legs? He just smiled and said, I'm wearing Levi's. Dull has gone out of style. Then in his strange way, he transported us to a world of Levi's slacks and jeans, tweeds, cords, flares with Dacron polyester. It was magic. Push jeans, blue jeans, bells, beautiful Levi's magic, coveralls, knickers, and knits. And we cried for more. No, I must go to other towns, he said, and he left. Left us with our new Levi's. Yes, we'll miss that stranger. But you know, life will never be dull in our town again.
This is a half-inch beat.
When you pull down the curtain or the veil, or you try to go deeper into that place and seek the self, as Dante met a tiger in the first stages, is when he went to the underworld, you are now, the vulture turns to, you're suddenly targeted. What are you doing? And the Mysterium will now actively, not in some amorphous, unconscious way, but you will now be approached by the guard, these police. And this will obviously drive you insane. And so I believe that men are judged, their psychic constitution is actually measurable in the courage that they have when they come into the proximity of the Mysterium in whatever way is unique to them. Unfortunately, the Nietzsches of the world didn't make it. Others do. And it's almost like a crazy horse succeeds. But these are men who change the world. William Blake said, in his own words, how is it we have come through fires and are yet unconsumed? Right? These are the men who walked into the hells of hells, as Dante did, and emerged sane. They're very few in number, because the Mysterium will now take you on directly.
That's a great question. I do not have direct knowledge of that personally in terms of an individual, how they are selected. What I can speak to intelligently, though, is that each individual fits the general profile that I'm describing. So they're highly intelligent. They are able to be isolated by whatever means. They normally have some sort of what I would describe as a free mind. They're people that aren't, part of the crowd, so to speak, in the way that they think. They're outsiders. They're what the government would call dissidents or revolutionaries or people that may be a problem. Some TIs have said that this kind of profile that all TIs fits is empowered individuals, and I would definitely agree with that.
How desperate is the situation? Well, did you see Alien? When that creature was in that guy's stomach? It kind of feels like that. Freshman.
Shit. Are you upset?
Something that is generated high up within the program. We're talking at the federal government level. We're talking at the highest levels of this social engineering program, where scientists from all over the country and all over the world, they're looking at someone's genetics, they're looking at someone's cognitive abilities, they're looking at someone's genes, they're looking at someone's DNA, they're looking at people's social situation, they're looking at people's career.
Oh, what I'm gonna do to you.
But they will be organized stock, they will have career sabotage programs run against them to ruin their job. They will have character assassinations campaigns run against them in their neighborhood. They'll be isolated from family and friends as those individuals are turned against them. And they will be isolated slowly and slowly over time using the technology itself.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world, there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful. But we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent, and all will be lost.
Hi, heroes. This is Stan Lee coming at you. Want you to know, Marvel has always been and always will be a reflection of the world right outside our window. That world may change and evolve, but the one thing that will never change is the way we tell our stories of heroism. Those stories have room for everyone, regardless of their race, gender, religion, or color of their skin. The only things we don't have room for are hatred, intolerance, and bigotry.